Hey everybody, happy Friday. I'm Bobby in Maine, and today you are witnessing a flat-out anomaly. Usually, I plan things out to the nth degree. It's just part of my nature. I'm one of those habitual, methodical people, governed by OCD. Pre-plan, quadruple check, script whenever possible to make sure things are as perfect as they possibly can be given time. But today that just isn't the case. I had 2 hours open up in my schedule that I wasn't expecting. I didn't even shave. I mean, that goes to show you, this really is weird for me. But here I am, unshaven, and out and about with you. It is a beautiful day, probably about 40-45 degrees, and I just felt the desire to wander, so I grabbed my keys, grabbed my camera, jumped in the Jeep, and for whatever reason, found myself down here in Scarborough off of Pine Point Road. It's Scarborough Marsh. It's just a beautiful spot. When I first moved to Maine a couple of years ago, we stumbled into a place that we rented in Scarborough, not more than 4 or 5 minutes from here, and it really is a big part of what caused us to fall in love with Maine. And I think you'll see what I'm talking about as we wander together today. And really, there is no plan apart from to be outside, so bear with me, buckle up. It's going to be a, well, like I said, unshaven day. We're just going to walk around together. Look at that. I mean, just a flat run. And I've never done the entire, well, I mean, obviously, the distance of it is great. The Eastern Trail runs through a number of towns, but I've never gone to the quote-unquote end of this run, but we've gone out quite a ways and back. It is one of those there and back things. There is something beautiful about found time. When I woke up this morning, had things all planned out, didn't think for a second that I would have a change. They would give me 2 hours back that I didn't anticipate, and I'm just thankful for that. And instinctively, like I said, just grabbed my keys. It's too nice to be inside. Now, in a previous week's video, I took you on a 12-mile trek from Biddeford up through Scarborough, just 12 miles, really, to be able to see all that Route 1 has to offer. And in that video, I indicated that at Dairy Corner, if you took that right, it was Pine Point Road, and that's the road we're on right now. So it's a good companion video to this to show you everything that's very close by. But on this strip, as you would expect to see, there are any number of ice cream and seafood restaurants, which is perfectly fitting as you're heading to the ocean. You want to get some delicious seafood, but I will say not all seafood restaurants in Maine are created equal. And that's not to, cast any negative light on any of these restaurants that I don't mention. I have been to a number of them on this road on Pine Point. Bailey's that we just saw, I have been to. Decent. And again, I need to preface it that this is all subject to my taste, so your taste could be different. We're coming up on another one. Ken's, also very, very popular. Bailey's tends to stay open longer. Ken's is already shuttered this time of year. This view. I always love, you can see the void on the horizon. You know that there's no trees. You know you're coming up on the ocean. There's a crest in the hill, and then you can see it. You catch your first glimpse of the ocean. Every time I drive down this road or a similar road where I'm approaching the ocean, I don't know, it always catches me. I'm never prepared for how pretty it is and how much I appreciate it. But you get this nice bridge, and you can see the ocean in the distance. Oh, beautiful. We're approaching the beach now, still in Scarborough. And the restaurant that I mentioned is going to be on our left-hand side. Oh, I probably should let that person go by. Sorry about that. And it's called the Clam Bake. I'm actually going to pull in. This place is fantastic. And you benefit by the beautiful view, because the back portion of the restaurant sits right on the marsh. And they've recently gone through and looks like resided, repainted, so this is gorgeous. But it is a mammoth restaurant. I'm gonna pull out a little bit further. That's not a great view for you. But this is the clam bake, and it is just mammoth. I mean, it can seat, I don't even know how many hundreds of people, and it is packed in the summer months, but I've never once not been able to find a table, and a good table at that. And they've got, beautiful taxidermy setups in there, and paintings, pictures, and such. It's themed really well, and the food is just top notch. And like most seafood places, usually this roof line is just covered with seagulls waiting for their opportunity. And so that's kind of the post-meal fun. You bring out your clamshell with the stuff that you didn't want to eat, and you feed the seagulls. It's a lot of fun. I know that the owners don't necessarily like that, but it's fun. And then over here, yonder, across the way, if seafood isn't your thing for whatever reason, or if you're here for an extended period, you must come to the Garage Barbecue. And it is an old filling station that they've repurposed. And it's all closed up now, like most things are, but they've got a nice fire pit outside. I'm just gonna watch the traffic here. A fire pit to warm yourself, just before things close down in November, which is where we are now. So one of the things that surprised me about moving to and living in Maine is that I thought past a certain point of the year, it just wouldn't be worth it. It would be too cold, it'd be too nasty to go outside and enjoy the beach in particular. But that just isn't the case, and as you'll see, their parking lot is pretty full for this time of year. It's just gorgeous. It doesn't get old. It's never, uncomfortable out here. Even on the coldest days of the year, we just bundle up and head to the beach and enjoy every minute of it. So let's go see the beach together. Well, I think I have exhausted my 2-hour playtime of wandering. I have to head back to work, back to good old Biddeford. So until next Friday, please be safe. It's getting a little nutty out there, nuttier. Be especially kind to people, though. And if you have time, like, share, and subscribe. I love hearing from you guys. From me to you, I'm Bobby, Wandering Maine, I guess.